I was so a little concerned about everything going on in the media with Ahmed Aubrey, and I just want to get into some things about your mentoring program, what you guys provide, what you guys offer, how to ease the anxiety of our brown and black community. I'm not sure if you cater to people outside of the brown and black community, but I know right now tensions is very high based on everything that's going on in the media with Ahmed. So
Yes,
introduce yourself. Let us know about Brothers at Peace. Go ahead.
sure. All right. Well, my name is Ronald Scott. I'm the founder and executive director of Brothers at Peace, which is a youth initiative that we serve underserved young men, as far as people, young men that are coming from, okay, I would say a decent background. So we don't turn our back away from anyone. But the kids that we serve is between the age of 10 and 17 years old. Um, we started in 2016. The vision came to me in 15, started in 2016. We're still rolling here today in 2020. Due to COVID, we got a few breaks that have been put on in the program, but we're finding a way through technology like Zoom here to still communicate with the kids on our weekend sessions. Um, Also, throughout these past years, now that the organization has gotten some notoriety across the country, we were able to open our doors in Houston, Texas, and as well as Atlanta. So within that short period of time, I mean, God is good. You get a chance to start spreading our wings across the country, and actually, we have an opportunity to open our doors there in New York as well, coming up after COVID. Yeah.
Okay, I'm looking forward to that. I definitely want to be a part of that when you guys do open.
Yes, yes, that would be great. That would be great. What borough?
I'm actually, well, the station is in Brooklyn. I live
Oh,
in Long Island, but yeah, the station is actually in
Long
Brooklyn.
Island.
Yeah.
Okay.
So now, what programs does Brothers at Peace offer? Because I see on the website you guys have a lot of things about social responsibility and things like that.
Yes, so the programs that we offer definitely violence prevention, social responsibility. Those are some of the things that we offer. Also, um, athletics. We want to make sure that the kids are being as active as possible. We know that in our community, the rates of high blood pressure and sugar diabetes is a factor in our community, and we're getting a chance to see it now with COVID even more. How things can take a serious turn due to our health not being up to par. So that yoga, the kids even they do yoga. We're on college tours 70% of the year. So within a month's span time, we're trying our best to spend a month in class with the kids, and then that next month on the road with the young men. A lot of the kids that we're working with, they're going to be first generation. I'm first generation as well, um, college graduate, but these are going to be first generation students. So a lot of the kids, what we're finding out is that they are not um, ready to go into secondary education because they're not introduced to it, right? So what they're telling them in school is that the life starts after high school. It's not the truth. It's really, really not the truth. There is life beyond high school, and this is where you become a man. This is where you figure out who you are, and going into those college settings gives you that opportunity to kind of see exactly how you want to mold yourself as a man, the career path that you want to take. I don't push for them to go to college, but what happens is in our community, we've already been so desensitized to secondary education that they believe that it's a farce.
Mm-hmm.
So I try my best to at least get them on campus. If it's not for them, they'll tell me, say, Mr. Scott, I don't think this is for me. Most of the time they get there and they're blown away. They're blown away about not only the amount of time that they spend in class, but how much freedom that they have. So Mr. Scott, so you mean to tell me I'm only going to go to class from 7:30 to 10:30 a.m. and I'm done? Like, yes, that's it. It's
Yeah.
over. There's no more, being in class all day long, but you have to, this is the maturation from becoming a boy into a man though. Now you have to be able to allocate that time wisely. You have a lot of free time. So now with this free time, what are you going to do with it? Are you going to continue to better yourself, or are you going to party yourself into uh, into a state of going back home? So we do a lot with the kids, even all the way down to social justice, working with the kids, the local municipalities that we have here in New Orleans. So we work with those guys. We work with the mayor's office, along with um, the police departments and sheriff's offices, to kind of bridge that gap on social justices and get the kids in front of these guys. And that gives them an opportunity to look them right in the face and ask those hard questions.
Yeah.
And also be ready to take those hard questions and get some hard answers back as well, because there's a lot of stuff that we can do in the community ourselves to police ourselves and better serve ourselves, versus leaning on law enforcement to always take the rap. And if they take the wrong route, hey, now, you know, we're all over the police, which is, we need to. But in our own communities, we need to start taking more responsibility for the decisions and choices that we make. Correct.
You know, what are some of the things that you guys do to like help, you know, reduce those numbers of our young Black men going into the correctional facilities?
Oh, awesome. One of the things that I have put on my list that will never happen in this organization, as long as my eyes are open, is taking those kids to tour a facility. I've been asked on several occasions to take these little young men to facilities so that they can see what it looks like if they make the wrong decisions. I refuse to do that, and I harken back on the tours that we do. I make sure that the tours and the places that I take them are for edification, not for what they've seen their whole life with their uncles, fathers. Everyone's in the penile system. So they already know what that looks like. So me taking them there serves them no sense of real purpose. So to answer your question, what we're trying to do is expose them to everything that the community does not. So recently, we've even taken the kids to a plantation here in southern Louisiana, where the kids were able to get a chance to actually see slave quarters, the big house, and all of these types of things. And sometimes in our community, it's taboo to go there because we want to take that stigma and we don't want to open that chapter, right? Mm-hmm. But with these young kids and the way that they're coming up and information is so fast, a lot of that stuff will get skipped. And if we are as an adults truthful about what grandmother told us and said, history has a way of repeating itself. So if we do not get these young men knowledge of self, a sense of history, real history, because in February we're going to get taught about Martin Luther King, Malcolm X, Rosa Parks, and we're done for the rest of the year. There's no Marcus Garvey's, there's no James Baldwin's. That's lost. Mm-hmm. So we need to make sure that the kids are getting the proper knowledge, and that's what we're doing with the program. And that deters itself, because if you give the kids a sense of hope of seeing, and they can project out. When you give me, hey, I need a 10-year plan, and not only I'm going to hold you to the 10-year plan, hold yourself accountable, because within this 10-year plan, at year 3, you should be able to see if you've fallen off track. And at year 3, you should be able to say, okay, all right, I need to start doing this, this, and this, or you can adjust your 10-year plan. Mm-hmm. But the problem that we have here locally in our community is that our community, New Orleans is a service industry community. So people come here to party. They come here for Essence. They come here for Mardi Gras. They come here for all of the Jazz Fest and all of these type of things. So everything that is tailored around the workforce in New Orleans is all about partying. And if you're not partying, you're serving. You are in servitude mode. You're answering doors. You're working in the kitchen. You have to cook red beans and all of the give us to culture. But no one is teaching them the executive levels of being a servant. So yes, there are hotels, and the hotel industry is very, very prominent here in New Orleans because of the numbers of tourists that we get. Right. But who is teaching the kid about being an executive of a hotel versus working in the kitchen? So the exposure has to be there. So having culinary masters come in and speak with the kids. African American doctors and lawyers, I think is so important. I mean, ridiculously important that they're able to identify when I have someone come in and speak to them. I say, take a look at him. Does he not look like you? Which means that it's possible. So that cuts out the excuses. So I don't want to have the kids lean heavy on excuses on what the community or where they come from, and that's the reason why they're held back. I come from that, and I used that excuse for so long that it hindered me. And this program should have been started 10 years before it was started, but me dragging my feet and listening to what others say stop my progress, and I'm trying to stop that with those boys so that they can have a life of their own and think on their own without being influenced by social media or any kind of other peer.
I agree. So now, is the reason why you've chosen, you said 10 to 17?
Yes, we were 12 to 17.
Okay, 12 to 17.
We were 12 to 17, but we switched over to 10 to 17. There were so many moms that were coming and asking and requesting for their kids, and they would have a 2-year waiting list for the young men, and they were kind of struggling. So we moved it down so that we can serve that mother that has that 10-year-old that may be a little bit more of a problem.
Let me ask, where do you find change begins? Because if you're starting at 10, is the problem around that middle school age where kids are now trying to find their way, trying to find their group, trying to find where they fit in, if they're going to be accepted, what do they need as far as instant gratification, validation? You know, we have social media,
Yes.
and that brings on challenges in itself. So do you feel that is the right age, the pivotal age in which if we catch them here, we can start to see change?
Yes, absolutely. You said that right. You hit the nail right on the head. Absolutely. That's when we need to catch them. We need to catch them in transition. So at 16, 17, mine's kind of starting to get made up on who I am. Reality is starting to set in. Whether I'm going to graduate school or I'm not going to graduate, whether I am hanging with the wrong crew and we are already shooters and we done jumped off the porch already, that mind is already made up. So me coming in as a mentor at 16, going into 17, you know, it's a little bit tougher for me to deter you. But if I catch you at 10, and I expose you to things kind of like when DC came down, DC Young Fly, when he came down to work with the kids, it blew him away because at 10 years old, the person that you look up to on television is standing in front of you. So they're shaking and they're just like, no, he's there. He's right there. Yeah. Ask the question. Take the time, ask the question, get what you need from him. Don't just tell him to tell you a joke. Forget the jokes. Get what you need from him. So yes, catching them before the transition is very, very, very important.
Oh wow. Okay, so all right. Now when it comes to
excuse me.
That's okay. Because look, I'm doing it too.
Yeah, they go cold now.
I know, right? When it comes to our communities, a lot of times we're judged for being different. So now if you come in with a different idea, a different way to live, a different way to do things, meanwhile, you just seen your uncles come up, your father come up, your brothers come up, they hustlers, they this, they that, whatever. Why should I listen to you? And this is what I see is happening, and they able to make money, and they able to get the respect in the streets, so-called. You know what I'm saying? Do you find that it's a tug of war with our community?